we know we have a lot of problems, but we're optimistic that we're going to be able to get our arms around those problems and make the better Buffalo we all want.
In just minutes, Buffalo will have a new mayor. Thanks for being with us for this special report here on WGRZ+. I'm Kelly Dudzik. This moment marks a historic shift inside City Hall. It's been 2 decades since voters in Buffalo elected a new mayor, but casting over that celebration today is the pressure on Sean Ryan to deliver on his campaign promises. All the action is happening at Kleinhans today. 2 on your sides, Nate Benson and Claudine Ewing are live there right now with insight and analysis. And Claudine, an exciting day, but the start of a challenging road ahead for the incoming mayor.
Challenging it will be, Kelly, for sure, and exciting for sure as well, because just coming here to Kleinhans Music Hall this morning, people were lined up in the parking lot as early as 9 o'clock this morning, ready to get inside, to get a seat. And on every seat, they're going to see this. It's a little flag, and it says, "Building a Better Buffalo Together." Remember, that was part of his whole campaign, building a better Buffalo, making Buffalo better. That's what Sean Ryan is all about. Now, we are in the balcony right now of Kleinhans Music Hall. And the reason we're here is because this is where the official oath will take place. It is scheduled to happen at about 11:35 or 11:35. It's kind of fluid, so we're glad that you're joining, because you never know how things go. And then at noon is when the official program kicks off, and they're expected to be probably a couple thousand people here at Kleinhans Music Hall to actually witness this. Something I can tell you that I saw when I was coming in, people have to check in, Nate, when they come, right? There are metal detectors, as you can expect, because of the day and age in which we're living. So they come in, they go through a metal detector, and then most people have tickets. I did hear them say that if some people come and they don't have a ticket, we're going to let them in. They're not going to say no. They don't want to start off on a negative foot by saying you're welcome and you're not welcome. So that was interesting to see here. A lot of logistics going into this, a lot of security here, and that is definitely what's happening. Nate had a chance to go to the actual gala last night, New Year's Eve gala for the incoming mayor. What was it like?
Well, I crashed the party. I didn't have an invite, but I was still able to talk to the mayor-elect, and he said the theme of today's program is going to be thanks and optimism. Thanking his supporters, for that tough primary battle against Chris Scanlon and 3 other candidates as well, but also, the optimism, of his administration moving Buffalo forward, building a better Buffalo, which was a main theme of his campaign and the transition. They had, I think, something like 1,200, applications, screenings, and interviews. They're finalizing their administration now, so certainly they are getting the ball rolling on their administration as they take the swearing in here in a few minutes.
Okay. Let's hear what you learned from the gala last night. We'll roll that sound.
Those first 100 days are important for any administration. What's the top priority for yours?
The top priority for us is really figuring out the finances, and that's what we're going to be doing. The more information we have, the more we're going to be providing to the public, because working into the next budget year, which starts on June 1st, the public has to be aware of what's going on. And so we're going to be open and transparent, and we're going to work together to try to figure out how to solve the budget problem, because that's the first thing you got to get under control.
Finances and the budget. That's going to be a major deal for this new administration. I know when I had a chance to speak with him at his home a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about problems of the past and moving forward, one of the things I did ask him had to do with taxes. Because as we know, if you lived in the city of Buffalo, you were feeling good. Your taxes weren't going up, but according to Sean Ryan, your taxes weren't going up. Your services were going down because you weren't raising enough money to take care of services. And so I asked him, would taxes be raised during his administration? And he said yes. Anything else would be a lie.
Yeah, and when I spoke with acting Mayor Chris Scanlon on his way out too, during his administration, 8% tax increase, he said Buffalo does not have a spending problem; it has a revenue problem. They're not collecting the revenues they need to be a sustainable city. We saw that with Scanlon. An 8% tax increase. Conversations I've had regarding what Sean Ryan plans to do, there's going to be tax increases. He has not shied away from that. I've heard anywhere between 10 and 20%, anywhere in that range, for several years. Now, that's going to be also coupled with bonding. Mayor-elect Ryan wants to bond a lot of money, potentially upwards as much as $150 million to pay for services, bring services back that were cut even 20 years ago, 25 years ago when the Hard Control Board came into play. So certainly there's a lot of things at play here, and those city finances, Sean Ryan told me last night, is the main priority for his first 100 days in office.
Yeah, it looks like we're starting to see some individuals from his administration come in here now, so this should be happening shortly. But going back to this cabinet that he put together, when it comes to the police commissioner, I know a lot of people are interested in that. They're talking about that, and that's because safety, the safety of the people. Whenever you live in an urban center, crime is just an issue. It's just the way of the day. And so this administration has decided we likely don't want to go with the standard or with the status quo, so they have hired an outside firm to do a national search for a police commissioner for the city of Buffalo. That police commissioner is going to be paid over $200,000. So, and I asked, can Buffalo afford that? One of the reasons, according to Sean Ryan, that this is happening is because he said the national firm said, we won't even consider Buffalo trying to help you unless you're going to pay something that somebody wants to come here or move here for.
And that's a narrative, not just with police commissioner. That's, the deputy mayors are going to be getting a pay increase. Other commissioners getting a pay increase too. I mean, for a long time, according to folks I've spoken to inside City Hall, just the wages at City Hall have not kept up with just what's competitive in other cities the size of Buffalo. And we're seeing that with the police commissioner, jumping that salary to $200,000 just to get somebody in the door, And so if you want a really good person, you might have to pay even more than $200,000.
You're exactly right about that. I mean, I think back in the day when my career started, and Mayor Masiello, and he brought in somebody from the outside. It was a police commissioner by the name of Gil Kurlikowski, and he came into the city of Buffalo with the Buffalo Police Department, and that was the first time it was really shaken up because we went from seeing precinct 12, precinct 16, this precinct here and this precinct there to districts. And so that's when we started seeing district A, B, C, and D. And so it changed the way things were done in the Buffalo Police Department. It's going to be interesting to see whoever the next commissioner is for the city of Buffalo, exactly what they want to do with the Buffalo Police Department.
Well, and another aspect of that too is we have seen homicides come down. We've seen burglaries come down, larcenies come down. In the last couple of years, especially in 2025, we have seen those rates come down drastically. So anyone who does come in, they want to make it their own. They want to put their stamp on the Buffalo Police Department. But you have a Buffalo Police Department that has made big strides in recent years to reduce crime in the city of Buffalo. Shaking things up does have an impact on that.
Exactly. Once again, the reason you see me kind of shifting, looking to the side, is because we see Sean Ryan. He is up here with members of his family. Obviously, they're getting prepared to do the official swearing in for him to be the next mayor of the city of Buffalo. This is something we have not seen in the city of Buffalo for 20 years, at least for an elected. The last time somebody was elected as mayor of the city of Buffalo was 20 years ago, and that person was Byron Brown. Stayed in office for a long time, the longest serving mayor in the city of Buffalo.
I was having a conversation with some folks inside the Ryan administration yesterday, and they said this is actually the largest transition from a government within government since Mark Poloncarz was elected in 2012. So a lot of moving places with the transition team. As you said before, 1,200 interviews and screenings. They've already appointed 30 people to commissioners, deputy commissioners, and other roles inside City Hall. But this has been a massive transition within city government. Something, again, we haven't seen since Byron Brown took office 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly right. If we can, we want to let you hear some of the things that Sean Ryan had to tell us. I know you were talking about the finances. There were some other topics that he discussed. If we can roll some of that sound right now as we get ready for the official swearing in, and you can let us know if you're getting ready for that. But until we get to that sound, we talked about past mistakes, right? And that is one of the things that this incoming administration is not shy about. They don't have a problem talking about, they may not say the name Byron Brown or Chris Scanlon, but what they will say, there have been some past mistakes. Listen to this. Was that a mistake for so many years to not raise taxes, because look at the city's finances now.
Yeah, it was a brutal mistake. So, the years of the 11 years of less revenues, 3 of those years, tax cuts, your cell phone bill went up, your cable bill went up, your gas bill went up. The city's not immune to those laws of finances.
Okay, so what you're looking at right now is Sean Ryan in the balcony of Kleinhans Music Hall. He is standing there with his wife and his 2 daughters. They are looking down where people are starting to fill in to Kleinhans Music Hall, at least downstairs. This is a big day for him. Remember, he is coming from the New York State Senate. He's also served in the Assembly, and now he is taking on a huge job. He is going to be the mayor of the 2nd largest city in the state of New York. Let me repeat that.
Yeah.
He's going to be the
Yeah.
mayor of the 2nd largest city in the state of New York. This is a big task. So what you're looking at right now, we can still call him mayor-elect,
Yep.
the incoming first lady,
away,
right? The incoming first lady of the city of Buffalo, and their 2 daughters. Sean Ryan obviously is pointing down because on the stage right now, we can see that they're still kind of rehearsing some things as people are beginning to fill in. So that's what we see happening.
And Sean Ryan continues a trend of Byron Brown, Anthony Masiello, Jimmy Griffin coming from the Senate to the mayor of Buffalo. And that is a trend. Every mayor since, I think, going back to Jimmy Griffin, has served in the Senate and then became mayor, which was just an interesting tidbit that Dave McKinley shared with me on election night. So certainly, anyone looking in the future to become mayor, apparently you've got to take a pass through the New York State Senate in order to become mayor of Buffalo.
Yeah, and something else that's interesting too, when I did speak with him at his home, one of the last things I asked him, talk about the previous mayors. Is there anything from the Masiello administration? Is there anything from the Brown administration, even Chris Scanlon, who was acting mayor for a year? Is there anything that you will take from their terms as mayor and incorporate into your administration? And he kind of acknowledged, there were some good things because it wasn't all bad.
Yeah.
Right now, it's all about the spending.
Well, in particular, there are 2 big items that Sean Ryan was somewhat opposed to, and that was the hotel bed tax and the parking ramps.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Ryan's going to inherit, the hotel bed tax, which has already raised the city $3 million that it didn't have before, and the appraisals for those parking ramps that the city can sell now was appraised at over $45 million, which your house never sells at the appraised price, so the city could be getting anywhere between $50 and maybe even $80 million for the parking ramps if they sell them all. So that's, again, money that the city did not have before, and it's certainly money that Chris Scanlon did not have when he took over from Byron Brown, who inherited a $70 million deficit from the Brown administration.
And something else that he is going to have to tap into and that he wants to tap into is actually getting help from the state of New York. And I asked him about that. I mean, think about it. He's coming from the New York State Senate. So he is hoping that, his friends, hey, I'm mayor of the city of Buffalo. The city of Buffalo needs some assistance. We need some help. So, whatever you can do to help us, do that. If we can talk about the Buffalo Common Council.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. The mayor can't just do anything on his own. He's got to deal with the Buffalo Common Council. Chris Scanlon was council president, and the way the city charter works, if you are council president and the mayor happens to step away, it's the council president who steps into that office, and that's why we have him. So let's talk about that.
So council reorganizational meeting is going to be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Conversations I've had, it's looking like the new council president is going to be Delaware District Council member Joe Farrelletto. Council Pro Temp will be Zanetta Everhart, and Majority Leader will remain Leah Halton Pope. So certainly a very interesting makeup that the Ryan administration will need to work with. Joel Farrelletto, longtime council member, very neutral. He did not take a side in the election. He did not come out for Sean Ryan or Chris Scanlon. Stayed neutral, stayed in the background, and now it's looking like, if everything I'm told shapes up, he's now going to become the council president. I asked Mayor-elect Ryan last night about this type of council makeup and whether or not he can work with it, and here's what he had to say. If we have that sound, we can roll. Some of the council members are already expressing a little concern regarding the community fund that the Community Foundation is going to be managing. How can you assure residents of Buffalo that this is going to be done by the book, everything's going to be transparent, there's not going to be potential wrongdoing or influence?
Yeah, I mean, we're about 20 years behind on creating a community fund. Buffalo, Detroit, San Francisco, Boston, they all have big community funds. It's in a way to bring in nonprofit, philanthropic, and private money. So each of them set up rules, and they figured out how to distribute the money without causing any conflicts of interest. So the models are out there. But one thing for sure is, we are way behind in putting together such a venture.
And Community Foundation, that's interesting too. But yeah, that's the council.
The council's concerned a little bit about that plan,
concerned.
Because
the people are concerned.
It's different for Buffalo, but Detroit has done it. Other big cities have done it. And it is a thing that's been done for 20 plus years in other cities. I've always joked, privately and publicly, sometimes Buffalo's maybe behind the curb on a lot of things, and this is potentially one of them. Now, the concerns the council has with this foundation money, who's contributing and what influence will they yield?
Right.
And that has not necessarily been worked out yet. And not to always go, there's always some nefarious plot for anything, but that is a legitimate concern. One organization, funneling money into the city for whatever project is on the docket, who's donating and what's the purpose for that? Do they have the best intentions of the city when they're donating? And it certainly does raise questions. The Ryan administration representatives, some of the deputy mayors that were in council earlier this week, they recognized that concern and said, this is all something that's going to be worked out. It's not like day one, there's a pot of money that can just be wielded out. This is something that's going to take time.
Okay, we're going to go to some sound now with him talking about reorganization with the Common Council. Let's listen to that.
Common Council members are going to be having their reorg meeting on Friday, day after your inauguration. Word on the street is Joel Farletto is going to be president, Zanetta will be pro temp, and Leah Holton Pope will be majority leader. Is that a leadership team that you can do business with?
One thing for sure is smart executives stay out of choosing leadership in other bodies. So I'm confident the council will put together a leadership team that'll lead the council, that'll be an independent voice, independently elected officials that will work cooperatively with the mayor. So I'm looking forward to the team that they deliver to me.
And we're just a few minutes away again from the official oath taking place in the balcony of Kleinhans Music Hall. Most people have been to Kleinhans Music Hall if you're from Western New York, but if you haven't, it is a glorious building here. Seats 1970 style-ish.
Yeah.
But this is where he chose to do his official inauguration and go from there. Speaking of Sean Ryan, this is a guy who is from Western New York.
Yep.
I had a chance to talk to him about his roots. Listen.
I was a little kid. I lived down in Marine Drive. Then I moved to Lackawanna, and then my mom moved over to the west side. So I'm not really from one neighborhood in the city of Buffalo. I'm not coming into City Hall to adopt the same old, same old. I'm here to make changes, and we're going to make those changes relatively quickly.
So that was Sean Ryan talking about, having his roots really sprinkled across Western New York, from Lackawanna to the west side. And the reason he was saying that is because I asked him, a lot of times when there's a new mayor and wherever they're from, people in other areas will say, oh, well, South Buffalo is going to be taken care of. That was definitely the talk when Jimmy Griffin was mayor of the city.
It was a concern when Chris Scanlon, assumed office as
Right.
well. Like, South Buffalo is going to get, paved in gold, and they still got plastered with snow, and they had some potholes. So.
They did. Snow doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
And also with Byron Brown, people thought the east side was going to be taken care of. But when you talk to people on the east side, many of them say that did not happen, that he took care of Canal Side. We saw Canal Side.
Big developers.
Big developers. But then there are some who understand and say, you got to build for people to come. Yeah. But then there's that concern about neighborhoods and making sure that neighborhoods are taken care of, making sure that the people are taken care of. So that's a big concern, and that's why he was answering the question in that way.
And that's something the Ryan administration is already addressing. They're hiring a director of neighborhoods, for strategic planning. Someone who can talk with those block clubs directly and see what is the need. And part of that foundation money they're going to be doing, similar to the Detroit model, getting that money to specific neighborhoods for specific projects, not just, some LED lighting or some curbs, which are all necessary, by the way, especially in the east side of Buffalo. But certainly, what are the transformational projects that can come to those particular neighborhoods to bring more people to those neighborhoods. And that's why having a role like that, we're seeing a lot of different types of roles with the Ryan administration already. 4 deputy mayors, that's something that has not happened before. Traditionally, it's only 1 or 2, and they mostly are in the shadows behind the scenes. We don't see a lot of them. I'm told, we're going to be seeing a lot of these deputy mayors because they are all in charge of multiple departments, and a lot of public-facing news will be happening with those departments.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we're starting to see right now the Ryan family making their way into the balcony, looking down below, looking at the crowd. So if we can, Franco, we can just showing how the family is starting to line up now. We're just waiting for Sean Ryan to make his way in, and then you may hear a little silence from us for a little bit because we're going to just take the mic and go down there so that you can actually hear the official swearing in that is going to be taking place. But the woman you see in the beautiful pink, that is the incoming First Lady of the City of Buffalo. And then we see Ryan's daughters, and there's also 2 little ones there as well. A big day for the Ryan family. It's not easy stepping into
the challenging
the
times,
challenging times of the city of Buffalo.
Sean Ryan could have easily finished his political career in the state Senate. Was very successful in the state Senate, had a lot of sway in the state Senate. Certainly, he's facing a monumental challenge, with the city, and certainly, that is not an easy task. Certainly, it's going to take time for him to move the needle in the way he does. Certainly has a lot of ambitious plans for his first 100 days and, of course, his first term in office. But it's a job. I've joked internally with some folks, in the political circles. I don't think there's enough money you could pay me to be the city of Buffalo mayor because of just the challenges, right? And again, he could have just stayed in the Senate for the rest of his career and collected on, all of that and rode into the sunset. Now, a big challenge faces Sean Ryan, certainly.
Yeah, and then if you look on the main floor, I'm just looking down right below the stage. I see the deputy mayors actually standing there, Baines, Rusi.
Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz as well down there to the right as well. So certainly every influential political figure in Western New York, and probably historically as well. Last night at the gala, I saw former Congressman Brian Higgins, members of the Common Council at Sean Ryan's gala, which was at a hotel at the Lafayette, just near the Electric Tower where the ball drop was. And that was a who's who of, Democrats in the city of Buffalo and other supporters of Sean Ryan. But certainly a similar story here today, pretty much a who's who of city and county government, and a lot of those deputy mayors coming from county government as well, Claudia.
Yeah, and New York State Senator April Baskin also on the floor to the far left of the stage. She's at this particular time with Leah Halton Pope, who is a member of the Buffalo Common Council.
We've entered the fashion show part of the event, haven't we, Claudine?
What's wrong with that?
I love it. I'm here for it. I mean, I wore my best vest for this event.
I was about to say that. It's like, what's wrong with that?
That's right.
Nate's here with his vest on, so we got to do it right.
You got to do it right.
We have to do it right. But now we're starting to see more of the officials make their way into Kleinhans Music Hall. Obviously, the front row seats will be taken up by his deputy mayors and other members. So I'm going to let you go talk to Ian Ott and figure out exactly what time they want to get this going, because we know we're getting close to 12 o'clock when the majority of the people who are coming here, this is the reason they're here and expecting this to start. So we're being told that...
So the city clerk just arrived on scene. They're going to be wandering up here to do the official swearing in. Obviously, these are fluid things. This is not military time or anything like that. Everything is fluid, and but the city clerk is here to do the official swearing in momentarily. She'll be wandering up to the balcony along with the mayor-elect to do the official swearing in. As Claudia and I were just mentioning, people are beginning to file in here to Kleinhans. A lot of excitement in the room, certainly, as the city takes this next transformational step. First time, like you said earlier, Claudine, in 20 years, we've had a big inauguration here in the city of Buffalo.
It's interesting looking at some of the other people. I'm seeing some city judges downstairs. I'm also seeing a man that we call Brother Bell, Clifford Bell, who served on the Buffalo Common Council for so many years. He will tell you that when Yeah, Sean Ryan is starting to walk in out, and as you see him in frame, we will get ready for this. So if you can just stand by with us, we're going to get ready to take the mic down so that you can hear the official swearing in. Nate's going to walk in.
And Sean Ryan now getting ready to take the official swearing in. The city clerk has arrived on scene too. We're just, the media here getting as tight as we can so we can hopefully try to hear. We might not be able to. We're certainly going to try to inch our way down and crouch down and hopefully see this.
You just dropped your mic.
Uncomfortably close. All right, Bob. Take your time.
Can you slide over? Can you slide over? Thanks. How's that? There you go.
Now you're in. Benson will help get you up, so don't worry.
Oh, God. Stay over
Raise
tight.
your right hand. I, Sean M. Ryan,
I, Sean M. Ryan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
the office of the Mayor of the City of Buffalo,
the Mayor of the City of Buffalo,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations,
Thank you so
Mayor.
much.
You're so
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
Have
I
a
really
good one.
appreciate it.
And certainly there you have it. It is official. Sean Ryan taking the oath of office as 64th mayor of the city of Buffalo. Certainly a transformational part as the city transforms to the new era, potentially. Sean Ryan being elected back in November after a tough primary season as well.
Don't trip.
We're going to let them walk right by us here, and then we will get back to our live coverage as well. Certainly a lot of emotion in Sean Ryan's face and his family, very excited about everything certainly happening. So as you can see the family walking by as they continue to get ready for the program that has started. Claudine, as things often are, quick and brief, with the swearing in of
We're
the
going to let these
64th
people
mayor.
go on by now. We can stand right here and we'll walk in front. Thank you. Hello. Hello, hello. This is live TV, very fluid. This is what's happening. So it has happened. Sean Ryan.
Got my workout in.
Sean Ryan is
Crouching
now
down, yeah.
the mayor
64th mayor of the city of Buffalo.
of the city of Buffalo. So I'm going to be heading downstairs to get ready for the official program to begin. Nate will be up here having this bird's eye view from the balcony of Kleinhans Music Hall, but we're glad that we were able to show you live on WGRZ Plus the official swearing in of Sean Ryan, the next mayor of the city of Buffalo. I'll turn it over to you.
All right,
Deborah.
we're going to have some fun. I think for right now we're going to head back into Kelly real quick while we just readjust
We're
and
gonna go
read this
back to
setup.
Kelly
Yep,
right now.
cool.
All right, thank you, Claudine and Nate. And Claudine needs some time to get downstairs to get our other camera down there so that we can bring you that program that is expected to start at noon at Kleinhans. But you just saw Sean Ryan is now the 64th mayor of the city of Buffalo, the first newly elected mayor in the city of Buffalo in 20 years since Mayor Byron Brown served starting in 2006, elected in 2005. A long road now begins for the new mayor to deliver on his campaign promises. Two on your sides, Claudine Ewing sat down with Mayor Ryan before his inauguration to ask some tough questions about how he plans on delivering on those promises. But before we bring you that story, we're going to take a quick break. Thank you once again for joining us for our special coverage of the inauguration of Sean Ryan right here on WGRZ+. Ryan is now Buffalo's 64th mayor, and a long road begins for the new mayor to deliver on his campaign promises. 200 Side's Claudine Ewing sat down with Mayor Ryan before his inauguration to ask some tough questions about how he plans on delivering on those promises.
January 1st, 2026, Sean Ryan will be sworn in as mayor of Buffalo. 2 weeks ago, I sat down with Ryan in his home to talk about realistic plans for the city.
We want the people in City Hall to be the best and the brightest and the most dedicated. So the workforce throughout City Hall is underpaid. And we have to make sure that our snowplow drivers are paid competitively. The people who work at the sewer facilities are paid competitively. And right now, they're all below.
But Buffalo has money problems. Ryan believes the city's imbalance can be fixed in a few budget cycles.
Is that optimistic or overly optimistic?
We think by the end of the third full budget year, we should be just a balance. Now remember, balance just allows us to maintain the subpar level of services.
Was that a mistake for so many years to not raise taxes?
Yeah, it was a brutal mistake. Your taxes weren't going up, your services went down. Your streets weren't being plowed, the potholes weren't being fixed.
So does that mean you'll raise taxes?
You know, taxes are going to go up in the city of Buffalo. If anyone told you that's not going to happen, they're lying.
But how much do you think?
Got to figure it out.
If you raise taxes and even if you raise fees, for those families who are already struggling, maybe making $40,000 a year, are you taxing them out if they're already struggling? How are they going to be able to afford to stay in the city of Buffalo?
I heard all throughout the campaign trail, I'll pay more taxes, but you better give me better services. So that'll be incumbent on me to show that we're worth more revenue, that we can actually demonstrate that we're serving the people of city of Buffalo better.
Housing.
So we need to build hundreds of units a year in the city of Buffalo. You know, we demolished too many houses, especially with the homelessness problem. We'll be announcing, neighborhood-based plans to go down blocks that have 2 or 3 houses gone, like missing teeth in the smile. And we're going to go down those blocks. We're going to keep the plans tight. And we'll do one block at a time.
And when it comes to development.
So either the Buffalo Grand is going to get back on its feet, or we're going to have to work to bring in a whole brand new hotel into Buffalo.
A city with problems that he says won't be ignored.
I'm not going to be shy from saying, here's the report card, give me the grade.
Can you do it in one term?
I'm going to try like heck. I have a clock, and when I get sworn in, the clock starts.
We can hold you accountable.
I'm asking you to hold me accountable. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you when we think we can do it. I'll make mistakes. I'm not going to hide the mistakes. I'm going to say, well, that didn't work. Let's try it a different way.
On your side in Buffalo, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
And we're just moments away now from that official ceremony to begin at Kleinhans. We're going to send it out to Nate Benson, who's standing by for some more analysis. Nate.
Yeah, good evening, not good evening, good afternoon, morning, Kelly. Certainly a packed house here in Kleinhans. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see kind of what we're seeing now. We're expecting the ceremony, the official program of the swearing in of Sean Ryan to begin momentarily, and it's really, like Claudine and I said a few moments ago, a who's who of the political circles here in Western New York that are here at Kleinhans right now. Obviously, all the members of the Common Council I've seen so far. I see Leah Halton-Pope and Joe Golombek, along with Mitch Nowakowski right now, but I have seen all of them floating around. I've even seen former Mayor Byron Brown. He is in attendance as well. Certainly, he's kind of what caused all of this, right? When he took that job at the Western Region OTB back in October 2024, and now former acting mayor Chris Scanlon is also in attendance as well. I'm looking at him right now, just below me here in one of the aisleways. So again, campaigns are certainly one thing, but today's the reality of a new inauguration of the 64th mayor of the city of Buffalo, and certainly at a time, as you can see in the banner on the stage, building a better Buffalo together. Certainly that has been the main message for Sean Ryan during the entire campaign. Certainly has been the main message for Sean Ryan, and certainly he has a possibly probably a tough road ahead of him. The city finances are the biggest priority for him. When I spoke to him last night, he said his first 100 days, the finances of the city are the biggest priority. One of those campaign promises he made when I spoke to him multiple times on the campaign trail was certainly, bringing in the state controller to possibly audit the city. And that is certainly something, now that he is mayor of the city of Buffalo, he can possibly make that request. He is planning on a formal press conference later on this afternoon. I believe it's tentatively scheduled for 4 p.m. at City Hall. He is certainly going to be making his way to City Hall to, start getting to work this afternoon. I know his team is trying to get into the building and certainly, in place because there's a lot of work to be done, of course. But now the ceremony beginning shortly. I mean, people are lingering about. I don't know how long officially it's going to take for them to certainly get rolling here. People are certainly going around talking, a lot of handshaking, a lot of selfies being taken right now with some folks here. But there's certainly a possibly tough road ahead for the Ryan administration. There's a lot going on, city finances being the biggest concern, as he's mentioned, but transparency is another, and that's certainly something as a journalist, we're always concerned about as well. Ryan has promised a new era of transparency, but certainly has not revealed a lot of details about what that necessarily means. Now, I will say, just anecdotally, in my experience with the transition teams, they've been very accessible. Certainly, when you get into that office, though, and you're getting those FOIL requests, those freedom of information law requests from myself, they can pile up rather quickly. We did see those improvements, though, also in the Scanlon administration. There was a lot of concern about transparency under former Mayor Byron Brown. Things did improve, at least, again, personally speaking, for me as a journalist, under Chris Scanlon, but now Sean Ryan also making those promises as well to improve transparency. Another area that he's hoping to improve is downtown. When I spoke to now Mayor Ryan during the campaign trail, he wants to have a comprehensive downtown plan that encompasses businesses, entertainment, and attractions, and really a cohesive plan of attack for the city of downtown. As we've certainly see, prior to that 10-game win streak for the Buffalo Sabres, downtown was certainly struggling, and there hasn't been a lot to bring people downtown in recent years. The city of Buffalo has not recovered very well from an entertainment standpoint in the city, in downtown specifically, post-COVID. We just saw the Market Arcade movie theater shut down this a couple days ago. So there's a lot to be done with downtown. I know that's a big priority for Councilmember Mitch Nowakowski. Certainly that's his district as well. There's also those concerns about the Cobblestone district. Obviously there's the eminent domain proceedings that are kind of in the courts at this point regarding 110 and 118 South Park Avenue. Those are those two buildings in the Cobblestone that were ravaged by a fire last year and certainly have been lingering in housing court for almost 2 decades at this point. That's a concern for the Ryan administration. AM&A's, the Buffalo Grand Hotel, all of these things, are part of that downtown urban core that, especially the Buffalo Grand Hotel, that's sitting dormant. It's the largest hotel in the city of Buffalo, and it's sat dormant since a fire ripped through it back in 2021, I believe. And certainly, getting that back on board was a priority for the Scanlon administration, and it's also a big priority for the Ryan administration. So those are just a couple of those things that he's going to have to tackle on top of, he's coming into the mayor's office in a winter season, as we just saw in the last few days. Certainly, a lot of snow piling up. He has said during his campaign, potholes and plowing. That's a big priority for the DPW department under his watch. Nolan Skipper is the commissioner of DPW. He was the former deputy commissioner under Byron Brown, and certainly also under Chris Scanlon as well. He's now been elevated to full-time commissioner of DPW. So certainly a lot of moving pieces. I'm going to jump in now with my colleague Claudine Ewing, who's just downstairs, seeing this from a little bit closer perspective. Claudine, how are things down below at Kleinhans? What are you seeing so far down there?
People are filling in for sure. I think just not every seat downstairs is filled, but most of them are. A lot of people from the city of Buffalo, residents, people who work within the Buffalo Police Department. I can tell you that when I made my way from the balcony downstairs, one of the first persons I ran into was former acting mayor Chris Scanlon, and we had a brief conversation. So it's interesting to see who's in the house today, right? When you talk about who's in the room, it's important to know the faces who are in the room, and one of those faces in the room is Chris Scanlon. Some people wondered whether or not he would be here. We know he's going back to the Buffalo Common Council, but he is here. He is here to also witness history. He served as acting mayor of the city of Buffalo for a little over a year. He did what he could. He ran for this office. He did not win the primary, and as a result, the primary, and as a result, he decided not to continue on with the general election. As you all know, I had a chance to go to Sean Ryan's home recently and speak with him. And as this program gets ready to start, hopefully within a few minutes, we want you to hear some of my conversation with him.
I'll be the next mayor of the city of Buffalo.
He is Sean Ryan.
We've seen mayors come through and the consensus with people on the street. He's going to represent South Buffalo. He's going to be for the east side.
Right.
Of course, now people are saying, oh, Sean Ryan, Elmwood Village is going to be okay.
I'm not really from one neighborhood in the city of Buffalo, and I don't have sort of those deep parochial interests. So I think it's easier for me to step into the being mayor for the whole city.
As a kid, he lived in Marine Drive, then moved to Lackawanna. Now he will be the leader of the second largest city in New York State. City Hall will be different as he shakes it up.
I'm not coming into City Hall to adopt the same old, same old. I'm here to make changes, and we're going to make those changes relatively quickly. But the first change I noticed we needed to make was they had a archaic management system that was doomed to fail. It would create a bottleneck in one position where people would have to wait weeks to get an answer. Can't run a city that way.
He will have 4 deputy mayors, paid for, he says, with existing resources by not filling some vacant jobs and repurposing funds. And when it comes to being safe in the city, expect an outsider to lead the police department.
We want somebody to come with a new perspective on how to handle public safety in the city of Buffalo.
With a salary of $200,000 plus.
Here's why the salary. So when we engaged with the search committee, they told us they won't take our contract if we pay our commissioner what we're paying our commissioner currently. They said it's so far below competitive that nobody would move here for that wage.
Ryan plans to correct the city's revenue problem, and that means if you haven't paid fines and fees, the new administration says you will have to. On your side in Buffalo, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
And so we are back live in Kleinhans Music Hall downstairs, awaiting the inauguration of Sean Ryan. We did share with you he has officially been sworn in. That was a very private ceremony in the balcony. And so he is already officially the mayor of the city of Buffalo. The public ceremony should be beginning shortly or soon. I talked to you earlier about seeing Chris Scanlon as I made my way from the balcony downstairs. Well, I am in the last row downstairs in Kleinhans Music Hall, and 2 rows in front of me is Mayor
begin this momentous ceremony with everyone in the auditorium. Please be seated.
As mayor of the city of Buffalo, has there been an elected mayor, and so he is also here to witness history. It's very interesting to just notice the people who are in the room. We're going to get ready now to go back upstairs and talk to my colleague, Nate. He also had a chance to speak with an exit interview, as you say, with Chris Scanlon. Nate?
Yeah, Claudine, we just got the please take your seat warning over the PA, so this program will be starting momentarily, but there's, of course, an interesting dynamic, from a political landscape. Byron Brown resigned, so then Chris Scanlon becomes the acting mayor. He loses the primary and is not elected to a full term, so he has said he's returning to the Common Council. One would assume he's going to return and lobby to become council president at the reorganization meeting tomorrow, but that's not the case. When I spoke with him, I said, is leadership on the cards for you? He says, no, I'm going to be taking a step back, just focus on the South District, focus on those voters in that district that voted me to the Common Council, because he said it wouldn't be productive if he was negotiating essentially with the administration that defeated him right now. Scanlon says there is no animosity on his part, but he's not necessarily sure that's a feeling that the incoming administration feels, so he did not want that to get in the way, and the lights are beginning to dim now, so we are certainly preparing now for this program to start. It's looking like things are getting a little bit more organized. The lights, like I said, are just dimming. People are now getting their seats, Claudine. I think we're going to be transitioning to that main camera here momentarily, so certainly things are beginning. The official program of the 64th mayor of the city of Buffalo, Sean Ryan, will begin here momentarily. Claudine?
I know. Wesley's like, you're coming your way. We're ready to go. I said, yep, get ready to rock and roll.
And Nate, thank you for that. Again, we are waiting for the official program to start for the inauguration of the next mayor of the city of Buffalo. As we all know, that is Sean Ryan, and you just heard Nate talking about his last interview with Chris Scanlon. Other notable names here, former Congressman Brian Higgins is in the room. I saw just about every member of the Buffalo Common Council here, and that's important because, as we noted earlier, the mayor cannot do anything without the Buffalo Common Council. Everybody has a way in government. There's the executive branch, there's the legislative branch, and so they are here. You can best believe that this is a Buffalo Common Council that is going to be, at least some members of this council, they're going to be checking the boxes of everything. And as we talked about earlier, there is concern about philanthropics and their role in helping to pay either for deputy mayors or for a search firm or whatever they may do. Whenever money is being transferred and used for city government, one of the things that I know a couple of council members have said, we need to check the boxes to make sure things are being done accurately. Long gone should be the days, one person told me, of the friends and family plan, or who you know, that's how you get something or get a favor. What they don't want to see are any type of quid pro quos happening here. If you can just take a look in the room, you can see behind me that it is really filling up. There are members of the general public that are here. Many of them are sitting on the side behind me. The color guard is here. They're ready to start. I think many people in this room are ready for this to start, but I can tell you for sure it's not going to start within a minute or two because too many people are standing right in front of the stage. Many organizations are here as well. I see the president of the Buffalo Urban League here. As I mentioned, former Mayor Byron Brown is also here. Eunice Lewin is here, sitting next to Byron Brown. Important to note her for her role when it comes to New York State education and her role on Regents. There's Mayor Brown waving at us right now. Nice to see you, Mayor. We're live on the air, but if you want to come talk. Well, Mayor, we need to change that. We got to figure that out. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So that's former Mayor Byron Brown. Good to see him in the room today. As I mentioned, Eunice Lewin, members of the Buffalo Police Department. We're going to send it back inside to you, Kelly. Hopefully the next time you come to us, the program will be starting.
It's always tough, Claudine, rounding everybody up at a big event to get things started. It always takes some time, especially everybody's going through security as well. We're going to send you to break. We'll be back right after that. Welcome back on WGRZ Plus to our official coverage of the inauguration of Buffalo Mayor Sean Ryan. We're going to send it back out to Kleinhans and our Nate Benson, who's been there all morning long. Hey, Nate.
Yeah, good evening, afternoon, Kelly. As you can see, people are standing in attendance. Mayor Ryan just entered the room, just embraced former acting mayor Chris Scanlon. Ryan is followed by his family into Kleinhans Music Hall to a standing ovation for the mayor, the 64th mayor of the city of Buffalo, as he is about to take the stage as this program is about to get underway. Obviously, you know, kind of putting a period on the end of a very interesting dynamic here in the city of Buffalo for the last 14 months, and certainly, you know, as he continues to embrace other members, he just shook hands with Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz, Congressman Tim Kennedy, and others who were in attendance. And it looks like Sean Ryan is preparing to take the stage momentarily, and this program is getting underway. You know, a lot is on the table, a lot is riding on the Ryan administration. You know, they made a lot of promises during the campaign, and they will have to follow through. Let's take a listen now as the program sets to begin.
Afternoon and welcome to the inauguration. Whether you're here at Kleinhans or watching at home, I thank you for being part of this historic day. Today, we begin a new chapter in Buffalo's story. I want to thank everybody who has been part of the remarkable journey we have been on that has led us to this day. We created a movement to build a better Buffalo, and today, that journey continues. We are at a defining moment in our city's history. There is hard work ahead to build the better Buffalo that we all deserve, but I know we are going to get there by working together for the city that we all love. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's get this program started.
Welcome to the inauguration. Please rise if you're able and remain standing for the presentation of colors presented by the distinguished members of the Gabriel A. Rodriguez Post number 1928. We now welcome Brendan Johns from the Seneca Nation of Indians to recite the Ghana Yoke.
And ne scano got no wondi, nenga sawent, ne Hawaii ne agwenyo, nenga de nyos, so to ne hona ne swanka, and the governor there. So since we're not in a longhouse setting, I'm able to kind of talk about what I'm going to be bringing out today in English. So today I was brought in to do what we call the Ganonyog, or the opening address, or commonly known as the Thanksgiving address. But it's not in the Thanksgiving that you guys are thinking about. It's more in the sense of every day that we wake up, we honor and give thanks to everything that we say that our Creator has provided for us. And that's what this Ganonyog is it brings us all together, it brings our minds together as one, so that we can focus on what we've gathered here for today. So whenever our people gather, it's procedure to go through this Ganonyog, or what I like to call which means that the path that the Creator has laid out for us. And this speech is done before every type of gathering, whether it be a social gathering or something big like this. So this lays out everything that our Creator has put here for us, starting with the earth that we stand on. Well, first off, when we start this Ganonyog, that's what I introduced when I said Gigwego is I'm thankful all of you guys are well. And this Ganonyog, it starts with each other, because a gathering doesn't start unless we acknowledge and give thanks to each other. So then we move on to the earth that we stand on, the waters that flow within her, and then the plant life that the Creator has put down here for us. And we say, and we still pull from these medicines, these plants, and we honor and give thanks to those spirits within those. Then we move on to our life sustainers. So you guys might know that as the three sisters, or corn, beans, and squash, but we call them joheko, and that means our life sustainers. Then we move on to the trees that block the wind from us, so that, then we take these trees down and we can warm our bodies with them as well, and make our structures out of them. And the Creator selected a particular tree, which we call the maple tree. And this tree has a special duty as it warms back up here on this earth. That sap that flows from it is actually medicine to our people. And He put it here as help, so that it can help clean us out for the spring. Then we move on to the wild game that runs about throughout the trees. And our people still take these down, and we still, eat these animals. And so we honor those spirits. And then we move on to the birds that are above our heads that we see soaring above us. And then we start to move off the earth, because like I said, we're still on this path. So now we move up above our heads to the things that we don't necessarily see, but we know that are there. And we start off with the wind. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know where it originates from, but we know that it's there for us. And with every breath that we take, we say that it strengthens our spirit. Then we move on to the thunderers that continually watch over us. And when they come through, not only do they replenish all the water that might have dried up here on this earth, but we say that they have a special duty to wherever lightning strikes, that there may be some fierce creatures that were trying to come up through the ground, and we say that their duty is to keep them underneath there. And then we move on to our elder brother sun, who continually watches over us every day. He brings warmth to us, even though it might not seem like that these days, but that's just how it is. But he's there for us every day, and we honor and give thanks to him as well. And then we move on to our grandmother moon, and we say that she has a special connection here with the women here on this earth. And it's their job to stand for the children to continue to stand up here on this earth. Then we move on to the stars, which we call Gajisont down yo. All these little lights in the sky, and there's some particular clusters that we still pay attention to, because it determines when we partake in our midwinter ceremony, which will be coming up soon. And so most of us are still watching the stars to make sure that everything's in line and everything's lining up for the appropriate time to do these ceremonies. Then we move on to beings that we say that live up in the sky. We call them Gyenyanandi Hadeo Gyono. And their job, these were 4 people that were selected by Creator to watch over our people. And they had a special duty as well. They brought down a message. We call it the words of our Creator. And they instilled it into this one man called Sedwagawanas Ganedayo. He was our great chief at one time, Handsome Lake Ganedayo. And he went throughout all the communities and brought this message to our people, and brought us back and gave us our life ways that we still continue on today. And this is how we have our ceremony cycles, and this is what we continue to do. Then lastly, we finally move on to Creator's Land, and we acknowledge him himself, and we kind of ball everything back up together and give thanks to him and everything else. So again, this is meant to kind of bring our minds together as one, and so that we can all focus on what we've gathered here for today. So it's a good thing that we've all gathered here today, and I'm going to get started. And ne Hawaii ne eat okay when dati Nango di bade and why bajanto on do cavada go out no one and what's the man. Ne Honega again, you joy red daco, Nunga daco, ne dogus, ne Hawaii ne oiwana, ne gamanista de ne ho, ne nona, ne hodanguetiani, ne ungoya di, ne dogus ne ho, ne songa, ne oindo cavadico. Dani, ni I am good at Sweo, ni don't why bonga, Gusta, or even a quato, Halby, Negan on the Guata, Nehonegit and Yoda, Neddy Oivanion, Halbit and Granite Ganson, they scarred hard and one another, Scano Gun, Hosawado, Neon Dongwa, Dani, Nehawaii Hojan knockdown, Nehaweo, Hodom Gaitiani, a diaguajan, they had done but no quag, dance way Higny, scarred and Wyatt, and Guarni going, and done but no, Dani who I near Doctor and Guarni going. Ne horen is un way and that's any hoins at a door, negron set no die, nona second chobi, dwar away, netino, don't quite sit the gas, a young to dodge, or you want, you mind duck, go go scan, don't got a hot and John, dance way Hignis guard, and way and guani going, it you know, and yo, etino, don't quite sit the gas, a young to dodge, darn it, who I need up them guani going. Ne Conan is some way at say, ne Junior not the Daniel, only get gas, so on the Gothams and West, nigga the dad, and not ne hard the order, nigga want us. The Honet Oiberguego, Ham Guibajan, Twatney scan, don't got hot and John, dance way Hignis, guard, and way and Guarni going, and one on your, on a gear hot garment, how be you in the day, darn it, who I need out them Guarni going. Dani, nona ne China and how beyond the day, Nanny is going to say, how to get Zagi, a Gueno, they got the going quite nona, how to go and out, he'll go to, they gave it this year, how to knock quite saggy, Scano, Yono say on Jay, now how to don't wait in Yanni, how beyond the day, they whole way, then the way no hedge, Nanny, or bought out of gravity on top. Dance way Hignis, guard and way and one going to date on yo, how to get Zagi, corner, how to knock quite saggy, darn it, who I need up them going. And down the way in Hobeo, no one enjoyed that, how we on today, near war yenny on that, near water, say Sahajis and that's it. Near Gwen, you get to get house, and you get us on J, no, that was it, there's a small yenny on that, ye at the RJ, or Ginon, no, and never any going and dance way, Hignis, guard and way, and Guani going and then one on yo. They say Sahajis and that's it, down it who I near out them Guani going. And on the way in the new year, how beyond the day, and it's going 20, the one down, they Joheco, and way out the near Stocko, they hold a whole one and to go get sack, oit the go, and on just sick, on that way scan, have on the hot dandy, dance way, Hignis, guard and way, and Guani going to did you on your native on the native on down, they Joheco, down it who I near Dr. Guani going. And on the way, no, and they'll try and how beyond the day, then he's going to say, they'll just go on, they don't know, they had to go hot the end on, they're going on there, how they were gentle, no, that's cannot not start their way, and then they had to go out the day. Down the way in Hobeo, they'll turn the dog egg a hot dog, what that, no, and joke day, how beyond the day, they've got a guy say, how we adore the hot dog, what that. Ne Hawaii ne Hojan knockdown, ne Hawaii, ne Hodo Guetinani, ne how the Bajanto, ne water, ne Wanongi, Dogus ne Hawaii, ne Guy de Gehasa, Yono St. Onge, ne Hodo Guetinani, ne Hawaii net Gabe, Dugny on the yard, dig down and the Gobani Nonyo, dance way, Hignis, guard and way, and Guani going, ne Ditinonyo, ne had to go hard the end, don't call, ne Gahard, what that, Dani Hawaii ne Dr. Guani going, and on it. Ne Hawaii ne what it on just ne Medino, del diado, Nangoyado Danstone, Honek go so colgate, but the art day, ne Honey just I think that's a hard deal, duck not the one us. Down in the hit gang, one not them one on Andy, had the better cheat dog, ne did on day Sunday Sundays, a Guenio, then I was hat, you know, don't say on Jay, now hold it on great Nani, how beyond the day, dance way, ne scarred and way, and one going to date in on yo. Nebedino hot car, how beyond the day, down it Hawaii near Dr. Guani going. Down in the hit gang, one hot car, what a horse and don't keep change. It's nature the air, nature the door, need the web and in a question here stuck on. Dan ne helpen het wat ik en het kan het God niet wat ik hasto ik weet nou ik ga op dag dan wanneer habeo helpen kwa man het niet jo nis kana on dit je also ne wade bajan tot ne wade kanon jo konas scan out hanon not don jo hade banisge hade basonge dan sway hek nis God hen wa en kwa ne ko ne dan banon jo ne de wa ne help yon ze de dan ne hawa ne dan kan kwa ne ko dan ne hit gang wa ne hang gat ka me hek kwa squat ne tne ta kwa aki so da hadi banon de jets o you wanna hadi wain dako ne de no exact ha sedino heta gana gadanyo ne ka badi kwa we ano det ka yo stin down di ne so ho sarinyo o dia de nagwad dan sway hek nis God hen wa en kwa ne ko ne di tinon yo ne ki so da hadi banon de jets dan ne hawa ne dan kan kwa ne go dan ne kon ne hit gang kwa ne hot ka we ne ho da ne dak da hos king get to go ba ne ba do sat wachi and de ka ga kwa ne de sang wa hite dan ne badi sedinyo o you wanna hai bain dako ne do ibn go was ne ho ba det ka de ne o ba yi on dan sway heg ne ska hen wa ya ngwa ne ko ne de sat ba non yo ne sat wachi and de ka ga kwa dan ne ho ne dan pe ngwa ne go dan ne no ne nis ba no sta help you on it ne wat ne to go that na doctor ne ti so ka ga kwa ha de gri wa so ne ngo ne to say that dako ne ho ne to body na mo ko on to visas ne ho wa ne to go ba dako down di da on je ngwa sa da help you on it dan sway hig ne ska hen wa ya ngwa ne go ne di ti non yo ne ti so ka ga kwa dan ne ho ne dan pe ngwa ne go na ne kon yon de sugya da do ne ke di son down yo ke di son da sia ne ti ga igwe go agwen yo yo ga do ges ka bdi kwa he go son we ne de go da bni aje dan sway heg ne ska hen wa ya ngwa ne go ne di ti non yo ne ke di son da sia ne ti ga igwe go da ne ho wa ne da ngwa ne go ne kon es ti ya dai ne gin na di hadel ya ke on no de do ki at ni don jets ne scan out so ne ne de no don yo no ne de go da wen ne how beyond de ke do ga ne how wait to ne why we want to hit that no ne chat do the wen ne so do go want to squat ne da yo ne wo de we all hit to the wen ne how ga hat end on then da ne da jets ne ka na ha na ho je no no then the way ne de ne chi ne scan out so ne do not no dan sway heg ne ska hen wa en gwa ne go ne ska ga no ne di ti non yo ge ne no de hadel ya ke on ne don ki ni don jets ko ne so do go one squat ga ni da yo da ne huwa ne da pe ngwa ne go and da ne hit gang gwa ne go ya di ne tan jo de de som go na don jets oi ba gwe go ne ngu di ba je ne ha ba yon de da ne do ges ne wa ta no oi ba gwe go he said wo dog ne ha between za de ne ha ho je no kna hi jo he ne scan out it one of don yo ne it why we start ne ju brat no yo dan sway heg ne ska hen why en gwa ne go ne de sat one on yo ha ho je no kna hi jo he dan ne ho ne dan pe gwa ne go dan ne do ges ne no gat we ne gi we is ne ga ben is de ne ho ne sway heg ne boni wat de de ke do ga ne wari was ne ya je ne don gwa dan ne ga ja no ne scan out so ne span of the on je on don gwa den dweni so den dweni so den on je da ne Hawaii ne ho ai ne da sway hek ne ska hen wa en gwa ne go ne ho ai ne den ba no nyo da ne Hawaii ne da pe gwa ne go da ne ho
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Deputy Mayors Thomas Baines, Eugenio Rusi, and Maria White.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Now, please welcome to the stage the masterful musicians from Buffalo Stringworks and the Love Supreme School of Music, who will perform the national anthem and lift every voice and sing. Please be seated. To offer the invocation, we are joined by Bishop Matthew L. Brown from Elam Christian Fellowship.
Let us pray. Eternal and almighty God, creator, sustainer, and sovereign over all, we gather today in gratitude and hope to bless and cover the 64th mayor of the city of Buffalo, Sean M. Ryan. We thank you that leadership is not random and calling is not accidental. In every generation, you raise up women and men for such a time as this. And we believe this is such a moment for this mayor and for this city. Lord, we hear again the prophetic voice of the late Reverend Dr. T. Anthony Bronner, who taught us God never brings us this far to leave us. We declare the truth over this city. Lord, we pray first for the mayor's heart, that you would anchor him in integrity, compassion, courage, and humility. Grant him wisdom beyond experience, strength beyond fatigue, clarity beyond confusion, and vision beyond politics. Let service be greater than ego, purpose greater than pressure, and the well-being of the people greater than personal ambition. We lift up Buffalo before you, this resilient city of strength and spirit, industry and imagination, history and hope. God, breathe renewal into every community, from the waterfront to the north, south, east, and west side, from business corridors to family homes. Heal wounds seen and unseen. Unite neighbors divided by fear, neglect, or misunderstanding. And then, Lord, we ask that you would replace despair with hope and stagnation with possibility. We intercede for every citizen, children and elders, students and workers, laborers and entrepreneurs, immigrants and lifelong residents. Bless our schools with excellence. Bless our neighborhoods with safety. Bless our streets with opportunity. Strengthen families, encourage the discouraged, restore the forgotten, and remind every person that they matter. And Lord, bless those who serve this city, public servants, city workers, council members, first responders, healthcare professionals, educators, clergy, and volunteers. Knit leaders together beyond party, beyond personality, and beyond preference, so that the good of the people becomes the shared priority. We speak prophetically over Buffalo. Let this be a city where justice rolls down like waters, and let this be a city where children dream freely and elders live securely. Let this be a city where innovation thrives and compassion becomes policy, and hope is not rare but expected. So order the mayor's steps, surround him with wise counsel, guard him from burnout, bitterness, and blindness of heart. Give him courage to do what is right, even when it's costly, lonely, and misunderstood. Teach him to lead with listening, decide with discernment, and act with courage. Bless City Hall. Bless the Common Council. Bless community organizers. Bless business leaders, faith communities, and everyday citizens who love the city enough to serve it. We pray protection over Buffalo from violence, corruption, disaster, and despair. Replace scarcity with abundance, inequality with fairness, fear with faith, and apathy with engagement. Let this city rise to its God-given future. And Lord, bless the spirit of this great city. Now, as we close this sacred moment, we seal this prayer over Mayor Sean Ryan and the city of Buffalo with a biblical benediction. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works within us. And may the grace of God cover this mayor and his family. And may the peace of God surround this city. May the wisdom of God guide every decision. And may the fire of the Holy Ghost strengthen every righteous effort. May Buffalo walk in unity, rise in hope, flourish in purpose, and shine as a city of promise. We declare this blessing, favor, wisdom, and protection, and transformation, and go Bills. In Jesus' name, amen.
Next to offer words of prayer are Rabbi Alex Lazarus Klein from Congregation Shir Shalom.
Mazel Tov, Mayor Sean Ryan, from me, from the Buffalo Jewish community, from all of us, Mazel Tov. I'd like to offer 3 traditional Hebrew blessings for this occasion. The first blessing is one we offer for new things. Every time we have a new experience, and those of you familiar with the Shekianu, please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, God, for giving us life, for our very existence, and for allowing us to arrive in this moment we are right now. Secondly, I'd like to offer a blessing from this moment in the Jewish year where we finish one book of Torah, the book of Genesis, Bereshit, and we begin a new book, Shmot, Exodus. And I'm going to need all of your help for this as well. We are going to say 3 Hebrew words. The first one is chazak. You have to reach into your throat for this. Chazak. Good. Chazak. And the last one is nit chazek. Nit chazek. Strengthen, strengthen. May you be strengthened. Chazak meaning feel the strength of all that has come before, that has led to this very moment in time, the ups and downs of the journey, the many pieces of wisdom we have picked up along the way, the people and events that have shaped us. All of these should give us strength. Chazak meaning strengthen, as in, may this moment right now, where one thing ends and another begins, God give us strength. May we breathe in this moment of transition and feel the fullness of what it means to us and to all those present with us. And nit chazek, this time in the plural, may we all be strengthened. Moving ahead into new duties and responsibilities, may these too provide sustenance and meaning, courage and steadfastness, joy and love. Moving into something new and unknown is hard. May we collectively be strengthened by this experience. To Mayor Ryan, I stand before you to welcome you here as the 64th mayor of this great city of Buffalo, in this great state of New York, in this great country of the United States of America. And I offer you these blessings. Chazak, may you feel all the blessings of your journey of arrival, the blessings of your parents and ancestors, the blessings of your teachers and mentors, the blessings of all the mayors and leaders who have preceded you in office, the blessings of all the many, many people who have made this journey possible. Chazak, may this moment in all its planning and execution, all its love and attention, all of its glory be present in your mind, infusing you with strength, encouragement, pride, and gratitude. May you feel this moment, not just in this moment, but in all moments that lie ahead. And nit chazek, may we all be strengthened by you, for ourselves, for the city of Buffalo, for the greater world. And finally, I offer you the priestly blessing, a traditional Hebrew blessing conferred from leaders to leader from time immemorial. If you'd like to join me with your hands, Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God shine God's light upon you and grant you comfort. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift God's face to you and grant you and all of us peace. For all these blessings and many more, let us say together, Amen.
Now to offer words of prayer, Imam Yahya Omar from the Nagashi Islamic Community Center.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious and most merciful. And tonight, by the way, I was wondering that to let you know that the city I love, which is Buffalo, I know that everyone loves it, right? Yes or not? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And the reason I say it is two reasons. I had good time and bad time. And I achieved, and I lost something also. The good time I have, the bad time, let me start from the hard time I have faced. I came 25 years ago, in 2000, with 4 kids, 2 daughters and 2 sons, in the city of Buffalo, which is a good place for me. Those people who come after me or before me, they left Buffalo because they say that Buffalo is not America, because there is no big tower everywhere. They went, whoa, all the way. I say, I will stay here forever. I will die here. Okay, one of the things I would like to say that the hard time which I faced here in Buffalo was which every one of us that days, if I remember, everyone was hard time that days, was September 11, which is after the tragedy we see in our eyes. Other than that, for me, I was the first imam here in West Side Buffalo, and established a small masjid, which is small. People were praying here. As soon as they heard that, what's happening, they said, all, especially men, some of the men, they already changed their names, from Muhammad to Mo, from Alex to Alex, from Jason to Jason, from Yasin to Jason, all the way. But what about the sisters? The sister, they told me that, you know what, Imam, we can't get out without the veil. You know, they have it, the hijab. So can you give us promise, you know, give us just a little bit so that we can, until everything set. Can you give us a say that, you know what, we have a problem, right? Stay home. Wallahi, I swear by God, me and my kids, we didn't sleep at night. September 11 at night. All I was keep, looking at the TV. After I look at the TV, I find out, finally I said that something, because in this country when I came with the attention that to give back the good thing that they give to us, me and my wife and my kids. So the next day, the 12th, I find out from the TV that there is something that we can do, I can do for the nation, was blood donation. You know that it was in Delaware, Red Cross. Me and my wife, which was pregnant 7 months, we just left home and said that with a cover, anything can happen. Any crazy man can, do anything, but no. One good thing which I feel, which brother, it might be here, Dr. Khalid, and the law enforcement, the FBI, come to the masjid and give us, say that, don't worry, nothing will happen to you. If anything happens to you, please contact us. That part was the good thing, that good feeling I had. But other than that, I have to go all the way to be on the line. That was my first time in the United States. I come to the TV. The TV, all the press come to me, and they find out, me and my wife, we might be, hey, can we talk to you? I say, oh, yeah. I say, you know what happened? First of all, are you, what kind of religion? I say, Muslim. They start telling me, you know what happened? Yeah. I say that none of the Muslims can do this. Because in Islam, there's something called man qatala nafsan, the one who killed one life. It's just like he killed the whole mankind, and the one who gives life for someone, it is kind of gift to all mankind. So I'm not going to take too much. They give me 5 minutes. With this 5 minutes, I would like to make 25 years of experience. Don't worry. I'm not going far, okay? What I achieved. That was so morning in the TV, and all sisters, Muslim sisters, they're supposed to, take off their hijab. When they find me and my wife, which is 7 months pregnant. First boy born here. So we stand, and then they give us, and they say that, no, we are a Muslim, we are not involved with anything, Muslim cannot do this, and finally, all the sisters become happy. They say that, okay, we can go, right? Imam Yahya, his wife, they didn't touch her, so it's okay. That part, it is my hard time. So, let me drink water, okay? The other part, the good part, in 2005, I became the president of Imam Council of Western New York. The good thing that was give me a chance to give back. So I became the Imam, chair of Imams. So now we have to do what? All the Imams, thanks God, they were listening to me. I make them work with the church, with the synagogue, with my friend, Alex, Rabbi Alex, where we do, yeah, I see you. So we have been working with the synagogue, with everything for 10 years. From 5 until 15, I was the president of Imam Council. Finally, when I said that the Arab Spring, I said that maybe the imams will say that, yeah, you have to live 10 years. You did, and I resigned. Anyway, don't worry. So that's part. The good thing, what I achieved, thanks God, I achieved my all children graduate. Some are doctors, some are, and then, by the way, and I keep telling them every time, so we have to give back America what they give to us. So that was one of the good things that I've said. Finally, because they are looking at me and said that the time is gone, so I'm going to tell you what I lose. Right? Can I do that? Or I don't have, maybe like, where are those people who are controlling the time? I don't know. Anyway, what I'm going to tell you is what I lost. Really, when I came with plenty of hair. Buffalo, take all my hair. I'm not going to show you now. So that was I lose. It is not that big deal, even if I go back any way I go, I'm going to lose it anyway. It's not Buffalo. But I love Buffalo, really. And my kids love Buffalo. That's why people, those who come with me 25 years, why you don't leave Buffalo? Buffalo, it is a small town, it is a village. I say that, this village is, for me, it is Washington, D.C. Thank you, everyone. God bless America, and God bless our mayor also. Our mayor. Okay, mayor, I have a request, okay? One thing, like when I came to Buffalo, I heard that Buffalo is a city of good neighbor, right? My request, Mr. Mayor, I want you to make Buffalo the city of the best neighbor. Are you going to do that? Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. On behalf of my Muslim community, all Buffalo, we congratulate him, and we say also, God bless you and God bless America.
Please welcome to the stage Itina Fareed Cook, the Poet Laureate of the City of Buffalo, to recite an original poem to commemorate this important moment in Buffalo's history.
Good afternoon. First and foremost, I'm very grateful, and I really do find it an honor to serve as Buffalo Poet Laureate. It's a way to represent my faith, my family, and my community within this city. And I stand as a wife, a mother, a business owner from the East Side, from foster care to freedom through the creative arts. And I'm honored. Thank you. I'm honored. So thank you. So, on the request of shaping written pieces, I find it imperative to my practice as a writer to dive into research, to swim within the sea of knowledge and understanding in order to provide truth and hope through these words. And then for this moment, I wanted to pull from the rich roots of Buffalo. And through my journey of research, I was reminded, before this city was titled Buffalo, immersed deep within the soil, our tribes, Erie, Winrow, Haudenosaunee, meaning people building the longhouse. Chiefs of war, but yet communal. After deep conflicts between tribes, Hiawatha, Dugandaweda, worked to forgive and unify, overcoming hatred and division through understanding and reconciliation. It was a great law of peace. The very form of democracy we have in the United States today stems from indigenous people who rose from within this region. And the more I researched, I'm gonna be honest with you, the more I was saddened by our city's mistakes. Like, man, how far have we come to be birthed from the intention of unity, shaped from the rich culture, then to be separated by segregation and silos? I couldn't help but feel a little discouraged writing this for a moment. How do I mold words for your comfort, for you to feel hope? The city of lights, they say, and there in black text, I read about our sea of darkness. Charcoal colors of truth whispered from historical documents, which held secrets for centuries, dark and cold. But then I looked into my daughter's eyes, and man, does she beam with light. And every young child with dreamlike twinkles in their eyes, radiant rays of innocence and imagination, iridescent promises, there is where the darkness subsides for me. And even among that, the truth still stings. It still stings. Our history is rough and rugged. There's no excuses for the decisions made. One of the major lessons that linger throughout history is that most issues stem from what? Not doing right by people. So the best way to fight back is to do what? Do right by people. To be human first. To be honest about our past. To have integrity and respect enough to seek collective change, then to take action. I couldn't help but think about the candles. Yeah, those ever-burning lights scattered within the forgotten spaces of our city. The good neighbors, or the best neighbors. The ones who leave their homes bundled in layers to shovel you out of a blizzard. The ones who with little energy after a long day of work still manage to go visit the sick. The ones who comfort the widows. The ones who support our elders. The ones who lead organizations that support our community members. In these places with these good neighbors, that's where I find hope. Where I danced with opportunities on the east side, on the west, on the south, on the north. It reminds me that even in darkness, we still seem to shine. Businesses fail and businesses thrive. Neighborhoods distraught, but rebuild again. Even with poverty and potholes, this is a city full of unwavering grit. The legacy and strength of the Underground Railroad. Then the War of 1812. Buffalo burned down to the ground. Then the Erie Canal. Goods flowed from east to west. Shipping, transportation, Olmsted Parks, Pan-American Exposition, industry and innovation, Bethlehem Steel, then the Great Depression, industrialization, suburbanization, job loss and population decline, racial and economic divides, riots and redlining. Then, again, revitalization, investments in healthcare, education, tourism, and yet today, as I ride through this city, it's clear that disparities still exist. Highs and lows, these are wins and losses, the roller coaster rides of life. That's Buffalo for you. Honestly, that's just humans for you. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But overall, we just want to rise above, right? We just want to rise above and to win like at least one Super Bowl. Just one, please. To breathe and to be proud of where we come from. Listen, through it all, I am still proud to be a Buffalonian. Yeah, you can clap to that. And why? Why? It's because this is the place that built me tough. Yeah, this is where I discovered that I don't have to be a product of my environment, but instead I could be the change that shifts the environment. So yeah, I typically lean on optimism. It is what it is. Glass half full and hopeful. We are believers. Over the years, we felt the shifts and changes, the awkwardness, right? Questions and uncertainties on who will guide this city. This is not a job for one person, though. It is our job and responsibility to do justly, to move with integrity, honesty, to move and to love mercy and to be humble, to love your neighbor as yourself. So respectfully, Sean, we ask you to do justly, to love mercy and to be humble, to use the tools and resources that are available to you, to surround yourself with truth seekers and builders, to lead this city. Please lead this city in the direction that we all long for, to be human first. But listen, Buffalo, I need you to understand, please understand, that it's beyond just this one man. Yeah, it's beyond just one man or woman. Any human who sits in that seat hereafter, it's beyond them. It is us. It is us united. I stand and implore us all to do the same, to do justly, to love mercy, and to be humble. It is our collective duty to be on the ground, involved in the way that we see fit, educating ourselves, positioning our hearts to hold ourselves and our leaders accountable. Building a better Buffalo begins with the illumination of uncomfortable truths. Yeah, no matter how murky, no matter how murky, it is what it is. Say the truth. Truth is, we are imperfect people. Truth is, and truth be told, we are flawed. There's an overwhelming cry for togetherness. We need desperately to unite, to be the people building the longhouse. Communal, working together to forgive and to unify. Forgive doesn't mean forget, though. Let's be honest about that. Overcoming hatred and division through understanding and reconciliation, with hopes that it leads to suggestions of resolution, from burying weapons of war, for lasting harmony, to move with peace, strength, and a good mind. Back to the root. Gayanashagoa, great law of peace, Amani, peace and tranquility, peace that passes all understanding. So let us build a better Buffalo. But let us do it together as a city of good neighbors, a city of light. Together, lighting up the darkness with beams that shine bright. And I mean shine bright enough and strong enough so that when we pass this torch, it will be that same strength that illuminates for the next generation of good neighbors. All right, Buffalo, let's go get it. Thank you.
We are now joined once again by the talented musicians of the Love Supreme School of Music for a special performance.
So I'm Sean Ryan, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Buffalo. We all work hard for our city, and we deserve a city government that works hard for all of us. Let's imagine a new Buffalo, where we can do the basics, but we don't shy away from taking on the big, tough problems. A Buffalo where we do the real work to solve our problems together. But here's what I know. We have the things that make a great American city. And for my money, we've got the best people of anywhere in the world. It's easy to see the potential we're working with. We just need to bring it all together and make it mesh. I'm ready to make Buffalo a city that thrives on imagination and creativity. A city that is responsive and effective. Isn't that the Buffalo we deserve? Do you think we can build that Buffalo? Are we going to get the better Buffalo in our future? We've never lost hope for a better future. Adversity, it's nothing new to Buffalo. When the city falls down, we band together, we get back up. It's time to invest in every community and every parts of the city. And it's time to build a city hall that's responsive to the needs of its people. It's what the people of Buffalo expect from their government, and it's what we are going to deliver. Because Buffalo deserves better. We all love the city of Buffalo. We love the people of Buffalo. We love our neighborhoods. No matter where you live in the city of Buffalo, better days are ahead of us. Thank you, Buffalo!
Now, to administer the oath of office, please welcome to the stage the Honorable Anthony Brindisi, United States District Judge for the Northern District of New York, and Mayor-elect Ryan and his family. The oath administered on the Bible of the late Bishop Troy Bronner of Elam Christian Fellowship.
You have to take the Bible, and then you're over here where it says Catholic. And the girls stand in front. No, Kathy. Where it says Kathy.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. The sun is shining in Buffalo today. Before I administer the oath to Sean, I wanted to thank him for allowing me the honor to be with all of you today to administer this oath. And you're probably asking yourself, what is this federal judge from the Northern District of New York doing here in Western New York administering the oath to the mayor of Buffalo? Well, as many of you might know, Sean and I began our public service careers together in the State Assembly, along with former Assemblyman Phil Goldfeder, who's over here, Assemblywoman Neely Rosick, who's in front here from Queens, and together the four of us became very fast friends in the State Assembly. I want to share one brief moment with Sean. He may not remember this, but it was a few years back while we were in service in the Assembly. We were sharing a beer together, probably one of those late budget nights. And I asked Sean, we were talking about our future, and I asked Sean, what is your dream job? What job do you think you could do the most good in? And without skipping a beat, he said, Mayor of Buffalo. That was over 10 years ago, but I knew then that someday we would be here, having watched his hard work fighting for the city of Buffalo on so many important issues. I had no doubt in my mind that this day would come. So congratulations to our incoming mayor, to Kathy, and to your beautiful family. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Please repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I, Sean M. Ryan.
I, Sean M. Ryan.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Constitution of the State of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
Of the office of Mayor of the City of Buffalo.
Of the office of Mayor of the City of Buffalo.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor Sean Ryan.
Thank you. So wonderful. Thank you. All right.
Now, please welcome Mayor Ryan's esteemed colleague in the Senate, the Honorable April Baskin, New York State Senator for the 63rd District of New York.
Do I have any excited Buffalonians in the building this afternoon? I see people putting their fists in the air like the Arsenio Hall show. I'm aging myself. I cannot express how proud and how honored I am to stand here today, surrounded by so many incredible individuals as we celebrate such a historic moment. Words cannot capture the depth of my gratitude and the excitement for what lies ahead for the great city of Buffalo. After 20 years, Buffalonians have elected a new mayor. And so, my friends, I could not be more proud to be a born and bred woman from Buffalo, New York, for such a time as this. I woke up on this sunny but snowy morning, excited about our city's future, but also reflecting on the marvelous attributes that make our hometown the richest in potential in the nation. Today, I am reminded of what makes us the city of light, once known as the nation's capital of innovation, once known as the city who was the first to adopt electricity through the hydroelectric plant. It was Buffalo that laid the pathway for international trade through the 1825 opening of the Erie Canal and connected Lake Erie with the Hudson River, the gateway for trading goods from the West throughout the entire Great Lakes region. That happened in our hometown, ladies and gentlemen. It was Buffalo, New York, where enslaved people moved their way through this region towards freedom in Canada. And it was during the Jim Crow era that migrants journeyed from a more open racial terror in the South with their eyes set on endless opportunity and hopeful that they would be embraced by the eruption of factory work, General Mills, Bethlehem Steel, and American Axle. You and I, most of us, ended up here at this moment today because some matriarch or patriarch in our family saw that a new era of life could be achieved on the very soil that you and I walk on every single day. Now, if you're from Buffalo, you know it takes a certain level of grit to be a Buffalonian. Only a Buffalonian could, in the dead of winter, jump from the top of a pickup truck and throw themselves into a 6-foot folding table in the name of wanting to win a football game. The rest of the nation may see that as some form of mental illness, but if you from Buffalo, that means you a stone cold gangster. If your babies cannot stand outside in a blizzard and wait 45 minutes for a school bus that may never come without crying, you are not parenting right. Because from Buffalo, that makes you a stone cold gangster. I remember the first time I learned the word grit. I was a little girl and I was watching the news, and there was a man on TV, and he somewhat had a growl after every sentence that he said. And I remember turning to my aunt and I said, "Auntie, why does that man growl like that?" And she replied, "That's Mayor Jimmy Griffin." She said, "Baby girl, he growls because he's got grit." Every mayor, as far back as I can remember, has left some impression on me. And when I think about former Mayor Jimmy Griffin, I think about grit. When I think about the contributions to neighborhood revitalization that I desire to make as a state senator, I immediately think of the vibrancy of our medical campus or Hurdle Avenue, the leadership of former Mayor Tony Masiello. I think of homeowners. I think of renters, retailers, restaurant owners on Hurdle Avenue. This past summer, I was walking down Hurdle Avenue, and someone came up to me and they said, "Excuse me, miss, do you know somewhere where my dog might be able to get a pedicure?" I said, "As a matter of fact, I do. You can do anything on Hurdle." Thank you, Mayor Masiello. I recall being questioned about my confidence for running for state office to represent New York's 63rd District, a district that isn't solely a black community. It encompasses neighborhoods that are black, but it also encompasses neighborhoods that have historically been Irish, historically Polish, and a heavily immigrant population. And I genuinely, in my heart, believed that even though it has never been done by a black woman before, that I could do it. I believe with the deepest conviction that the days of having one token black person in leadership are far gone. Because I grew up and I've been exposed to a Buffalo where there are a slew of black elected officials, there are a slew of city court judges on the bench, and multiple members who are black, and that it is perfectly fine to have a city hall that is filled with commissioners and directors of departments that are black, and I believe that because former Mayor Byron Brown made it so. So you see, neighbors, every mayor leaves an impression on our lives, on your lives, and on their constituents. And as we gather here today with excitement, and we just witnessed the oath of office of our next mayor, Sean Ryan, that has a ring to it, I wonder, and I'm sure you are wondering, what impact will he make? What imprint will he leave on our lives? 20 years from now, what will we remember about Mayor Ryan? The truth of the matter is, I really don't know. He's already shown us that he plans to be a little different. I mean, the man has appointed 4 deputy mayors. And that is different. Even as his friend, when I heard he was doing that, I said, "Oh, that's different." But is that not the point of a new day? For the new day to be different than yesterday? The truth of the matter is, friends and neighbors, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see into the future, but I do have a very good memory. And I have lots and lots of memories of the Mayor, Sean Ryan, representing his constituencies with integrity, But more so than that, I have memories of our new mayor identifying opportunity, identifying talent, identifying potential, and turning it into greatness. Sean Ryan, you guys are very generous with the hand claps. Sean Ryan knows how to identify an opportunity. He can turn it into greatness. When Sean Ryan is on your side, you're going to win. That has been my experience working with our new mayor. Just ask Jeremy Toth, who has worked closely with the mayor and who is now ascended to being our county's chief attorney. Or longtime public servant, my good friend, council member David Rivera. Or his son, our hardworking assembly member in Albany, John Rivera. Look at the legacy of the Honorable late Mike LaCurtle. Or our new, give it up for Mike. Or our new deputy mayor, once a mother in her 20s, Maria White was, fighting for labor rights, who was tapped on the shoulder by Sean Ryan to run for public office. That she did, she won, and she has continued to lead our community at the highest level of greatness ever since he did so. Or last, my neighbors, I asked you to consider a younger April Baskin, who almost a decade ago was navigating some of the greatest hardships in life when Sean Ryan and his wonderful wife, our First Lady, Kathy Creighton, invited me over for breakfast at their house. And Sean said to me, April, you're special. I'm gonna stand with you and you're gonna win. That's who our next mayor is, because I won. So thus, friends, I am left to believe that Mayor Ryan's legacy will reflect his public service and his character and his track record of winning to date. We have this way of thinking that the candidate on the ballot who earns the most votes on election day is the lucky one. They lucky, they won. But friends and neighbors, I'm here to tell you today that we have to acknowledge the fact that we are also lucky that Sean picked us. Sean decided to step up and stand with Buffalo, New York today. And I stand here on this stage as a living testament that when Sean Ryan is on your side, you are going to win. He is going to seize the opportunity and take you to the top. Buffalo, you and I want wins. We have a history from yesteryear to present day of having talent, and we have the ingredients in our hometown that makes us winners. At the beginning of this journey, I sincerely thought Mayor Ryan was crazy for announcing he'd be entering the mayoral election, but a dear friend reminded me of Michael Jordan and the legacy win that unlocked his career. When Michael Jordan hit the winning shot for North Carolina in the 1982 NCAA championship against Georgetown, it was a 16-foot jumper with 15 seconds left on the clock, giving his team a one single point victory when he launched that single shot that made his legacy career. It was a freshman Michael Jordan that decided to take an opportunity and take the shot, that took his shot a long way and totally changed the trajectory of so many careers in basketball. Buffalo, if we are truly committed to entering an era wherein we win big, we need a teammate and a leader who knows how to identify an opportunity and turn it into greatness, the way that our next mayor has so much done over his career. You and I need a leader who is willing to take the shot. And so even though he's backstage, I know he can hear my voice. I will say to him, Mr. Mayor, the voters of Buffalo and the mayors of yesteryear have come before you today, and we have officially passed you the ball. And Mayor Ryan, I have full confidence, given your history of eyeing talent and standing alongside winners, that you are going to secure many, many wins for the city of Buffalo. You will indeed have leadership around you that is going to leave an imprint on the lives of many others, just the same way you have left an imprint on my own life. Sean Ryan sat to my left in the state Senate chambers. Oh man, I hope I don't start crying. And when I return to Albany next week, he won't be there. I have to admit that that will be a little different. I also have to admit that that may perhaps be a tad bit scary. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with it because I know where Sean Ryan is. He'll be back home, he'll be on the court, taking his winner shot to build a better Buffalo. May God bless our great city. May God bless all the good things that this country has to offer, and may God bless our next mayor, Sean Ryan.
I never want to go after April. Thank you, Buffalo. Inauguration Day is a proud day for our city. It's the public transition of power. It's democracy in action. It's a day rooted in tradition, but a day on which we look to the future. This Inauguration Day, I am deeply honored and profoundly humbled to stand before you as the mayor of the city of Buffalo. I want to begin by thanking all of the people who made this day possible. To my family, my wife, Kathy, my daughters, Kate, Bridget, Aaron, thank you for your love, your patience, your constant support. Public service asks a lot of people that we love the most, and I could not have done this without you. Thank you. To my extended family, Ryans, the both Ryan families, the McQuillans, the Pastukas, my aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends who are all with us today. They came from all over. They fought through snowstorms, delays at airport, but they came from Iowa, Virginia, New York City, Boston. It's so great to be surrounded by so many people who are so important to me on this special day. Thank you to the people who are working behind the scenes, from my campaign team to my government team. None of this would have been possible without your incredible commitment to the work that we do day in and day out. And thanks to Kleinhans for hosting us in this beautiful, beautiful historic space. And what a great day it's been so far. I want to take a moment to thank all the performers and everyone who's been part of this program. Hasn't it been terrific? They've been outstanding. And to Trini Ross and Dr. Marie Cannon and John Majori and the 60-plus volunteers who made up our transition team, thank you for making sure we have an administration that is ready to govern on day one. We're building an all-star team. And thanks to the many members of my administration who are here today. I'm excited to get right to work with all of you. Thank you to Mayor Scanlon and Mayor Brown for being here today and for their service to the people of City of Buffalo. I want to thank the public servants who show up every day to keep this city running. You're the backbone of the city, and I look forward to doing great things together. And finally, to the people of the City of Buffalo, you are what makes this city great. from the Indigenous people who still call this region home, to the waves of newcomers over the century, and the people who continue to arrive from all over the world to build a better Buffalo in our fair city. The Buffalo we love today only exists because of its people and their pride in a place we call home. Since this city was incorporated in 1832, it's been a remarkable journey. We have grown, we have changed, we have struggled, we have adapted, and we have endured. Today, we bring the next chapter of our great story. So the people of Buffalo, I thank you for entrusting me to lead this city that we all love. I promise you this, I will work every single day to earn your trust. Over the past years, I listened carefully to the people of City of Buffalo. I spoke with residents who love this city deeply and want it to work better for their families. I heard the pride they have in their neighborhoods and the frustration they feel when government doesn't meet their needs. I heard their hopes for their children and grandchildren and a clear desire for a city that feels dependable again. Those voices shaped my campaign, and now they shape the responsibility of this office. They are the standard by which my administration will be judged, and they will guide how we govern every day. City government earns trust by doing the everyday things well. When the streets are safe and the snow is cleared, when parks and community centers are cared for, people feel respected. We refer to these things as the basics, but they're not small things. They're how residents experience their government. Getting them right is how we build trust. And when we show that we can be trusted with the basics, we create the foundation that allows us to take on the bigger, tougher challenges facing our city. It's no mystery. We have some big challenges. Housing affordability, aging infrastructure, economic inequality. I won't pretend that solving these problems is going to be easy. There's a lot of hard work ahead, but I will tell you this, I am up for the challenge, I am ready to govern, I'm ready to make the tough decisions, and I'm ready to do the work that this moment demands. This is a moment of choice for our city. This is a moment of choice for our city. We can accept the way things have been, or we can decide to do better. We can settle for a government that reacts, or we can build one that plans, delivers, and earns trust. I'm choosing to build. Our work will be guided by a few clear principles. First, a city government that works, one that's responsive, one that delivers, one that is accountable to all the people that it serves. Second, neighborhoods matter. Every neighborhood in every part of the city of Buffalo. They aren't an afterthought, and they are a reason for everything we do. Third, our growth, our success must be shared, because growing a city only succeeds when opportunity reaches everyone who calls it home. And finally, leadership must be rooted in integrity, transparency, honesty, and respect for the people we have served. Buffalo has been blessed with extraordinary assets. We all know it. The beautiful river, a waterfront, fresh water that's unmatched, arts, cultural, that defines us, institutions of higher education, and of course, professional sports. Our teams bring us together. But the assets alone, they don't build the city. Leadership does, partnership does, follow-through does. Our responsibility now is to bring the city's strength together with purpose and intention, and to make sure they serve all the people who call Buffalo home. Building a better Buffalo is not the work of one person or one office. It requires partnership. It begins with collaboration between the mayor's office and the Buffalo Common Council. We share a responsibility to move this city forward together. I look forward to working closely with the council, listening respectfully, debating honestly, and finding common ground in service to the people that we all represent. And in the same spirit of collaboration must expand beyond City Hall to our neighborhoods, to workers, to faith leaders, to nonprofits, and to businesses. Because the future of Buffalo will be built by all of us working together. I know the road ahead won't always be easy, but I also know this: Buffalo does not back down from a challenge. When times get tough, we come together. We roll up our sleeves and we move forward together. That's the spirit that this moment demands, and that's how my administration intends to lead. Today marks the day of a new chapter in Buffalo's story. The people of the city expect a government that listens, that delivers, and treats every neighborhood with dignity and respect. That is the work ahead of us. Not building a better Buffalo alone, but building a better Buffalo together. Thank you. Now let's get to work.
Sean Ryan officially begins his tenure as Buffalo's 64th mayor. We thank you for joining us for our special live coverage this afternoon here on WGRZ+. We do have even more coming up for you first at 4, when Mayor Ryan will address the media for the first time as mayor. Join us on Channel 2 and right here on WGRZ+.
At this time, we ask